Well, good morning everyone and welcome to the official opening press conference of the ITM New Zealand Sail Grand Prix here in Auckland. I'm your host today, Kimberly Ritchie from Sky Sport New Zealand. I've been lucky enough to cover numerous global sporting events and I have a feeling this is going to be right up there with the best of them. It is truly fantastic to be with you all ahead of what promises to be an unforgettable weekend of racing. Once again, the City of Sails is set to become the City of SailGP as the Waitemata Harbour hosts the second event of SailGP's 2026 season. And after last year's event raised the global benchmark for the league, Wynyard Point returns bigger, louder, and, if you can believe it, even more spectacular. A record crowd is expected to come along in what's set to be the largest race stadium on the SailGP calendar, with all eyes locked on Peter Burling, Blair Tuke and the Blackfoils back on home waters and hungry to make a statement in front of their fans. It's also a chance to hear from the team after that shocking crash in Perth. We have more on that soon, but this weekend is the perfect chance to set the record straight on exactly what went wrong. Before we begin, just an enormous thank you to the City of Auckland and NZ Major Events for once again welcoming SailGP back to these incredible shores. And a note on how this morning will go, we'll bring spokespeople up in two panels, after which we will allow plenty of time for one-on-one interviews with the panellists, just over to my left here. Our media team is on hand to facilitate any requests that you might have. It's almost time to hear now from our stars, but before we do, we're excited to share some very exciting news about the future of the championship and one of SailGP's most established teams. Let's take a look.
The fastest team on water doesn't ask if it can go faster. It asks how, translating pressure into precision, the unexplainable into speed, finding order in the chaos. They say, to go fast, go alone. To go far, go together. Why not both?
Oh, what a moment! Fastest speed in SailGP ever!
It's not about changing who we are. It's about giving us the edge, building on rock-solid foundations, unleashing performance to turn speed into victory, and finding that little bit of magic.
We are here to win.
The fastest team on water just found another gear.
What a way to kick off this weekend. Please now give a warm welcome to the gentlemen who have joined me on stage, SailGP CEO and co-founder Sir Russell Coutts, American Magic Chief Executive Officer Mike Kaiser, Rockwell Racing driver Nikolai Sehestedt, and the man who I think enjoyed that video the most, American Magic President of Sailing Operations, Terry Hutchinson. Congratulations to you all. Another team sail within the Rolex SailGP Championship. Nikolai, I'm going to start with you. This is obviously very exciting news as the driver of the team. What does it mean to have a group like American Magic backing Rockwell Racing?
Oh, it's super exciting, and I think it's a vote of confidence that such a cool team like American Magic believe in our team and what we built over the last few years. And I honestly think we have the two best partners in sailing right now with Rockwell and American Magic, and you know, it gives us the opportunity to go all the way, which we've dreamt of since we started, and I truly believe we can do that with American Magic behind us now and Rockwell, who continues the support since the beginning.
Well, Mike, are you able to give us some insight into how this all came about? Tell us the backstory. How long has this conversation been on the table?
So American Magic has been talking with Russell and Andy for, I think, 5 years. It was a conversation between Doug DeVos and Russell in early 2021, and Terry's been involved. And we've been watching SailGP grow in terms of the excitement, the fans, the number of teams, the incredible venues, but also the product is just so incredibly compelling. We kept watching it and rooting for it. And along the way, we said, we need to be a part of this incredible league.
Okay. The question, Mike, that I'm sure many are wondering, why a Danish team? And what's the long-term vision for Rockwell Racing?
Kim, that's a good question. Fundamentally, we believe in this team. What Nikolai and the rest of the team have developed is a high-performance platform. You can see it in their performance on the water, but also their values off the water. And in Rockwell, we have a great partner. So for us, we're embracing the Danish character of the team. We're investing in it. We're going to develop it.
Russell, I'll come to you. What does this new partnership mean for SailGP, and particularly following last month's training base announcement?
Well, it's obviously a fantastic step for SailGP. I mean, having, first of all, Rockwell are an amazing partner to have in SailGP. They have just extended their partnership to 2032 at least. So that sort of underpins the whole investment. And then you've got American Magic that actually bring a lot of expertise, not only in the sailing field, but in the business field with sports. Of course, we all know that they're connected with Orlando Magic, the NBA team, and the DeVos family, of course, have other investments in professional sports as well, namely ice hockey. So that level of expertise and I think to have involved in the league and helping us drive the league forward is enormous. Plus, the training base that's been established in Pensacola is a state-of-the-art facility, and they have an objective to train young talent. We obviously need to train young talent in the future, so those goals are aligned. And I think, from that point of view, this couldn't be a better partnership.
And we do hear, Russell, that this could even set the stage for an eventual minor league in SailGP?
Well, exactly. I think Andy Thompson started to let the cat out of the bag, so to speak. Excuse the pun with the cat too. But we are looking at a smaller catamaran, probably 25 to 30 feet long. The idea being, as you look at other professional sports leagues, clearly there's a challenge in training new athletes, and we think that there's a model similar to some of the other minor leagues in professional sports that we could develop a product that allowed new athletes from all over the world to actually come in, the top young athletes in the world to come in, develop their skills, and then be drafted effectively into the top professional teams in the world, and I think that's a hugely exciting pathway going forward. So anyway, we're right in the infancy of planning that. We are looking at other minor league models to model our own minor league off, but I think it's fair to say that this program has got legs now, and with the new American Magic facility in Pensacola, of course, that just makes that capability so much more achievable. And aside from that, it's not only the partnership with the facility, but American Magic, of course, also have expertise in running that facility. They're actually, with their vast technical personnel, access to technical personnel, they're going to effectively run that facility for us, so that the training facility, including all of the analytics and so forth. But also, I haven't spoken to Mike much about this next point, but they could even help us develop this new boat, this new smaller boat, and of course they build facilities there. So the conversation will evolve, I'm sure.
Mike, you don't want to have that conversation now? You're good? You're good? We'll leave that to the
I'll just say
backrooms.
we're very excited about the concept that Russell just described.
Nicely played. And by the way, Russell, I liked the cat pun. I thought that was very good. Terry, we'll go to you. You're heading up team performance. I imagine this could shift how the team operates, strategizes, and shows up on the water. Any tactics or changes that you can reveal today?
The biggest change that we have is really the introduction of Coach James Line, who has been a long time coach of a lot of the sailing teams that we've raced on. And in very short strokes, we want to apply the same processes and approach to racing and to winning that we've developed over the last 15 years of working together. As we saw with the team in Abu Dhabi, they sailed an incredible event there and they won. They sailed a really good event in Perth with Ed getting his feet wet, so to speak, flying the boat in really hard conditions. And so all the makings are there for us to develop a really strong, consistently performing team. I mean, obviously we have goals and ambitions of what's sitting behind you. And but how we do that and how we get there it will take time. But it's an exciting opportunity, and just to echo a little bit of what Mike said, having the opportunity to walk around, be involved with the tech team and seeing the ecosystem that's been built here. It's truly, the words don't do it justice, is how impressive what's been pulled off over the last five seasons. And so it's awesome for us to be involved. It's truly the next level.
Well, and I understand as well you actually have a long-standing relationship with Nikolai.
We do. We've developed a great friendship. We've been on the same team together in the last year, working together, racing together, and straight away the relationship was very easy when we started racing together. And like most things, if it's easy, then it's something that's very worthwhile in pursuing. And Nikolai and Marella at Rockwall, they were instrumental to making this all happen. And you can't thank them enough, because you get here and you see what's here. This is the opportunity of a lifetime for us.
Nikolai, from your perspective, what does today's news mean for the team's future and performance? And does this backing now bring extra pressure or just opportunity?
I think mainly opportunity, because the pressure is always there, and the pressure is healthy. We want that pressure. So this backing is mainly using all these great resources we now have available to take us to the next step. And I think it's the best way to describe it is a bit Rockwall 2.0. I mean, this league is so competitive, and you see a new team like Artemis come in and perform from the get-go. I mean, if you don't evolve and improve every single day, you're going to get left behind. And I'm not sure we would have been able to get there where we want to dream of getting with that trophy if we didn't have these resources with American Magic and Doc and Mike and Terry come in and help us and support us getting there. So it's a great opportunity, and we need to make sure we make the most of it.
Thank you. Exciting times ahead, team. And Russell, just a final one for you. I understand there's been a monumental repair effort since Perth. Can you confirm that all 13 teams are back on the start line here in Auckland?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the shared services team, SailGP Technologies, did an amazing job. And then we've had incredible support from local company CTEC in helping make the repairs and supply not only the facilities to do it, but help us with the labour as well. So it's been a monumental effort, and but they'll be back on the start line this weekend, and I'm sure the fans, New Zealand fans, will turn out in force to support the Black Foils this weekend.
I have no doubt about that. Thank you, Russell. Nikolai, Mike, Terry, wishing you all the very best this weekend.
Thank you.
And it is time now for our second panel. So please join me in welcoming to the stage three-time Olympian Sebastian Schneider, driver for the Switzerland SailGP team, Season 4 champion, Olympic gold medalist and Los Gaios driver Diego Botín, match racing world champion and fellow Kiwi, however representing Red Bull Italy this weekend, Phil Robertson, another match racing world champion and driver of the US SailGP team, Taylor Canfield, and last but not least, Black Foils driver, Olympic gold medalist and New Zealand favourite, Peter Burling. Thanks for coming up here, team. And Pete, we are going to start with you. Welcome home, first and foremost. You and the team must be so thrilled to be competing back in New Zealand. What does it mean to have the crowd behind you, tens of thousands of fans cheering you on?
Yeah, it's definitely special to be home. I think we're pretty glad today's not our first day of racing, to be honest. It looks a little bit bleak out there. But yeah, tomorrow the forecast looks absolutely epic. Reasonably strong kind of sou'wester. So that'll be pretty special, seeing all 13 boats reaching into this massive grandstand above us here. And we're absolutely stoked to be racing again on home waters.
Today's bleak weather aside, how has the buzz been around town?
Yeah, it's been pretty cool to see the buzz just growing and seeing more people talking about it around town, and just that excitement growing. So we're excited by the weekend ahead.
Now, we do need to talk about Perth. It was dramatic, ultimately a frustrating way for your season to begin. The Black Foils ruled out from race 1. Can you talk us through what happened and the work that's gone on behind the scenes since then?
Yeah, it's definitely not the ideal way to start the season, having, I suppose, the boat in a condition where you can't sail after race one. I suppose the positives, what Russell just said, the tech team's done an awesome job getting the boat back together. It's been pretty impressive as well that they've managed to rebuild all the parts from scratch, so they haven't had to take any steps backwards in terms of the long-term program of the league, which was one of the initial options. So it's been super cool to see them put that all back together, and we're lucky enough we kind of get to actually check it all works today for a short session. But we still don't see eye to eye with the umpires fully on the incident, but you've got to live by their decision, and hopefully the league and we can all learn from it and try and keep the boats apart in the future.
I am going to follow up on that because you didn't mince your words. You made it clear that you didn't think it was possible to avoid the crash, a call that, of course, has you entering your home event now on 0 points. Can you talk us through that review with umpire Craig Mitchell?
Yeah, well, on the water, we obviously got deemed we didn't turn quick enough, which for me is in the grey zone. If you look back at a lot of other incidents, but that's the umpire's call. And then in sailing, there's obviously Rule 14 as well, where if you can avoid a collision, you should. And for me, at some stage, we obviously can't just disappear. And I feel like there are obviously two parties to the incident. But that's all in the past now, and we've got to live by the decision and move forward.
Well, Seb, the other of the two parties involved in the incident. Look, you made it back on the water, but with the results significantly impacted, obviously, by missing day one. What was that turnaround like from inside the team to get back out there on Sunday?
Yeah, it was incredibly important for us to, step back on the horse, as they say, and go on the water. And we were really looking forward to sail again today, but I think all our focus is on for tomorrow. And I think as a team, we really grow out of these moments. It's difficult moments, but brings us together as well.
Have you and Pete spoken since the crash, and what are your thoughts on his take on the umpire's call?
Why do you set them so far apart?
That's the furthest we've been for a while. No, we obviously spoke in the protest and a little bit after sailing. I was at a birthday party last weekend, and Pete was on the invite list, but he didn't make it, unfortunately. I think it's part of the nature of racing these boats at those high speeds, and it's going to happen. And I think, as Pete said, we have to learn as a league, as teams, and make sure, we learn from these difficult situations. I think nobody wants boats to come together. Either you're right or wrong, and I think, there's a lot to learn from this, for sure.
And we're certainly learning that no one should make Phil Robertson the moderator around here. Pete, though, on a serious note, I do understand there's been a subsequent decision to issue demerit points as part of SailGP's F50 licence program?
Yeah, well, last weekend, just to set the story straight, the weather was a bit nice down in the Coromandel, so we decided with the family to stay down there and not make the trip back to Auckland. I seem to have gotten the honour of being the first driver to end up with demerit points on my licence. So, it's a whole new thing. I'm not actually sure how many demerit points I can get in a season. Probably should work that out at some stage. But got the email the other day, so all part of the fun.
Come back to us when you've done the maths. It's also been obviously a race to the start line, quite literally. What does today's final testing entail to get that official all clear for Amakura?
Yeah, so when people talk about the race to the start line, the tricky part here is just the turnaround between Perth to Auckland. So, the boat still has to make the shipment. So it's been incredible to see. You can actually see in the videos behind me here of everything that went on. So getting that new piece rebuilt, getting it scarfed on, getting the rudder in the correct position. Obviously, it needs a lot of attention to detail to make sure everything's exactly how it should be. And then rebuilding the steering system and all the little intricate parts in that back corner of the boat. So, for us, there'll definitely be some stuff we're still working through today in this kind of commissioning block. So, we're incredibly fortunate to actually get to check it's all good. And then there'll be a few little tweaks, I'm sure, and then we'll be 100% for the weekend.
Good luck with it. Diego, we'll move on to you now. Spain's season also begins this weekend after the team was sidelined in Perth. Can you give us an update on Los Gaios' F50 and the turnaround to come straight back into racing this weekend? Your first time since November at such a demanding venue.
Yeah. First of all, I want to thank from our team the big work from the SailGP shared services. We had a very obviously unfortunate event in Perth, and the damage was very big. And yeah, having the chance of being on the starting line is massive, no? And also our short team, the last days they've been working countless hours, and yeah, having the chance today to commission our boat in about an hour and see if everything works is already a big thing, and hopefully it works and we are on the start line on the weekend.
And the new 2026 scoring system means you do enter the weekend with the same points, that is 0, as Pete. Sorry, Pete, who caused significant damage. Is that fair?
It's obviously very frustrating not having the chance of score points in Perth and also not being able to race. And obviously in these boats you lose 2 racing days like this, and yeah, you lose the chance of improving also, no? And there's many things that were bad for us in Perth, but now we need to look forward. Obviously the rules are as they are. I think as with all the events we are having, we need to learn as a league. We need to have good discussions to see if this is the way we want to move forward, but obviously we feel on the very unlucky side of the spectrum. But having said that, we're just going to move forward, keep sticking on our procedures and slowly build the season from here.
And as these guys have talked about and confirmed today, New Zealand and Spain will be among the only teams on the water today to allow this recommissioning. Most of the F-50s staying close to shore with the chance of storms building later in the day. Turning to you now, Phil. Is that the right call? How much does it affect a team's leading campaign?
What's that? What are we talking about?
Not being able to go out today.
Oh,
welcome.
Yeah, welcome to New Zealand. Rain and windy weather. So, yeah, look, it's not ideal. I think every team sitting here and in the sheds right now is wanting to be out there on the water, and you've got a long list of things you want to train. I think we get about 14 training days a year, and that's one of them down. So, yeah, it's a little bit frustrating, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. And what it is also, you're a homeboy. You were born in Auckland, but you're representing Red Bull Italy, of course, this weekend. When you see a forecast like this, in this venue, what's the first thing that goes through your mind? Excitement, nerves, bit of both?
You wear your pants a little bit, and then you just move on. Get on with it. But no, look, it's looking exciting. You've got this massive sou'wester sort of bombing across the country here, across Auckland, and yeah, we're going to get a thumping out there. So, I mean, for spectators, it is one event I wouldn't want to miss.
I'm sorry, I'm really struggling to move on from you wet your pants a bit. You have, Phil, won, of course, in New Zealand before, and would love to again, I'm sure. Does this in any way or in some ways feel like a home event for you too?
Oh, certainly. Anytime I get to race in New Zealand, it's a home event for me, and for our team, I think it's pretty cool. We've got a lot of learning to do, and to see a forecast like this, we're all pretty excited. And coming from Perth is probably a nice thing because that was windy every day. So hopefully we're well trained and ready for it. But yeah, I'm expecting it to be a little bit spicy.
Well, turning to you now, Taylor, thank you for your patience there. Perth, it felt like a bit of a statement event for the US team. What clicked? Where specifically have you evolved? And is this the most complete version of the team that we've seen yet?
Yeah, it was a huge step forward for the team, and it's something that we've been working on for a while, was to improve our big breeze sailing, and I think we came out and did that in Perth, and luckily with a lot of training days from the league, it was really helpful, and we came in with a very structured plan and knowing how we wanted to improve, and we went out there and we did that, and we're happy with the result.
A good US team is, of course, great for the sport as a whole. So what's changed culturally inside the team, and how has that affected support from US fans?
Yeah, we've definitely had a few personnel changes over the last season and a half, and it's been tough on the team, truthfully. It's so just every teammate is such an integral part of this team, and to have that consistency and those people around you that you can trust and do their jobs, it means a lot. So we got a great group now, and I think we're going to stick with it for some time. And yeah, we're excited to see what's to come. We're definitely not at our ceiling yet, and that's exciting for me.
As Phil mentioned before, things could get spicy out there. There is, of course, a chance of top speeds this weekend if the F50s can stay out of each other's way. What separates the teams who thrive in these conditions from those who get caught out? And what are the risks with 13 F50s on a racetrack that already felt, let's be honest, pretty hectic with 12?
Yeah, it does look even a little windier than we saw in Perth, and the Italian highlight reel from Perth was quite good. So I'm excited to see what we have in store for the Italians this week. But yeah, it's it's always a game of inches and just living on the edge, and we're going to be on the edge all week long, it looks like. So exciting, but also, yeah, I think you have to keep your wits together and make sure that you can sail every race this weekend. So. Yeah, we're going to go out and push, and we feel like we've taken that step to be comfortable pushing in the big breeze.
Well, Seb, back to you. You have experience here from your own 49er campaign. How is Switzerland approaching this venue, besides keeping clear of the Kiwis?
Yeah, hopefully they keep clear of us. But no, we love sailing in New Zealand. It's such a lovely place. Sometimes the weather is a bit better than this, and yeah, we have some great memories here. We had our first race win as a team in this venue last year. And I think it's just a perfect venue for SailGP, for the fans, and also for the sailors.
And I understand you have a new secret weapon in the coaching booth this weekend.
Yeah, we have a few secret weapons. I think everybody's working hard in the coaching booth. There's so much potential there. But yeah, we brought our Olympic coach, let's say, from the 49er class, which we've been very successful together, and it's great to have a new pair of eyes there and some new ideas.
We do also need to talk about rivalries because there's no shortage of them already shaping the 2026 season. Pete, a year ago, the Aussies went and stole your thunder at home. You returned the favour to the Brits in Portsmouth, and we can't ignore that you're also competing against former teammate and long-time competitor in Nathan Outteridge of Artemis. Who is the team that you're watching most closely this weekend? And when Australia comes in and wins on your home waters, does that just stay with you all year?
Yeah, it's definitely probably one of the ones you wouldn't want to lose to. But I mean, we've had an amazing track record at home. Phil just got the better of us in the first one in Christchurch, and then getting that win on home waters was pretty special. Obviously, a little bit of a tougher event for us here last season, but I think it's one of the leagues where the level's just getting so high now across the board. If you get too fixated with one boat, you really start to struggle. So, for us, it's really about going out and executing what we know we can do, having a really good foundation, making sure you get through to the final, and then you can give it your all from there.
Regarding Nathan in particular, though, I mean, you've sailed hundreds of hours with him and many of his crew right here on the Waitemata. How different is racing against someone who knows your playbook and you his?
Yeah, it's cool to see another really competitive team in the league. For us, it almost feels like one of the teams we were racing against a while back when there used to be Team Japan. Obviously we've raced with Nathan, Andy a lot over the years. So it's definitely going to be cool to race against them again. But it's a real no-holds-barred kind of league where, if they're having a good week, they'll be the ones you're aiming at, and if someone else is having a good week, they'll be the ones you're aiming at. So it's really about making sure you keep your level progressing forward, and you can keep kind of showing up to these events and putting on a good show.
Just don't aim at the Swiss.
It's 2 from 2 the last 2 events.
Jeepers, I was not warned that I was going to have to maybe separate people up here. That was not part of the job description, so we'll keep it cool. Diego, I'm going to come back to you to calm things down. Before we close out the panel, I do want to go back to the start of what we were talking about. That was the team sales, because I understand discussion on new owners for Los Gallos are progressing.
Yeah. I mean, the deal is not done until it's signed, no? And yeah, discussions are advanced, but there's always little details that need to be agreed and signed before everything is signed off, no? So hopefully we can close those soon and have a new announcement to make.
This does make 2 of the league's most successful teams still operating without private backing. Pete, why do you think the Kiwi team hasn't yet been sold? And will the Black Foils be putting on a show for potential new owners this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, there's always so many conversations going on and a lot of excitement around the team as well, whether it's in the sponsorship space or the investor space. So, yeah, for us, it's something we continue to work on. One of the major selling points of the Black Foils is just that team culture and the performance we achieve as a team. So we're making sure that this weekend we kind of keep setting that benchmark super high. And I mean, it's super special to race in front of home fans as well. So I think this event is such a iconic event for the league in terms of the way it's situated and a real benchmark for how all the other events should be across the globe. So it's work in progress.
Thank you very much, Pete. And as you touch on there, by all accounts, we are set for an incredible weekend out on the Waitemata Harbour. Everyone back on the start line, a capacity crowd and thrilling conditions. All the ingredients for a spectacular weekend of racing here in the city of Sails. Pete, Diego, Seb, Taylor, Phil, wishing you all the very best this weekend. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And that does conclude the panel section of this morning's event. All of our athletes will now head to the interview stations just along the wall to my left here. Please work with our media team to arrange interviews and scrums. Our athletes do have a hard stop at 11 a.m. To our guests in the room, thanks again for coming along. Tomorrow's action gets underway at 4 p.m. local time with limited tickets remaining. You can catch the action here in New Zealand on 3Now and all around the world. We can't wait. Thank you all.